государственный флаг Российской Федерации
Parade.
и знамя победы. Смирно! Для встречи
Attention,
слева.
under the banner of the victory.
The
state flag of the Russian Federation and the battle banner of the 150th Idritskaya Rifle Division are brought onto Red Square. This sacred scarlet banner, raised above defeated Berlin in the spring of 1945, has forever become the ultimate symbol of our people's victory over fascism.
Today,
the state flag of the Russian Federation and the victory banner are held proudly by honor guards of the 154th Separate Preobrazhensky Commandant Regiment, Sergeant Ivan Borchikov and Senior Sergeant Dmitry Monasterov. Leading the flag-bearing units are Captain Kirill Gorshinov and Lieutenant Anton Mikhailov. It is.
Парад! Смирно!
Attention.
Встречи слева! Накра!
Salute left.
Военный парад, посвященный 80-летию
The military
Победы,
parade commemorating the 80th anniversary of victory is reviewed by the Minister of Defense of the Russian Federation, Andrei Belousov. Commanding the parade is Commander-in-Chief of the Russian Ground Forces, Army General Oleg Salikov. Comrade Minister of Defense of the Russian Federation, the troops of the Moscow garrison participating in the parade to honor the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War have been assembled. Commander of the parade, Army General Salikov, reporting.
Начинается
The
объезд
review
парадных
of
расчетов.
parade formations of the Moscow garrison begins. Today, over 11,500 troops from the Russian Ministry of Defense and other security agencies, the FSB, Amercom, and the National Guard take part in the parade.
Подразделений армий дружественных иностранных государств.
Over 1,500 service members in the parade formations are the veterans of the special military operation.
Министр обороны Андрей Белоусов.
Minister of Defense Andrei Belousov proceeds to greet the ground forces troops.
Здравствуйте, товарищи!
Greetings, comrades.
Поздравляю вас с 80-й
I congratulate you on the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War.
Сухопутные войска в ходе проведения
During the special military operation, the ground forces have gained invaluable combat experience, bringing the training of units to a new, higher level. In the most challenging conditions, ground forces soldiers operate with cohesion and determination, showing courage, bravery, and unshakable will to win.
Здравствуйте, товарищи!
Greetings, comrades.
Поздравляю вас с 80-й
I congratulate you
годовщиной
on the 80th
победы
anniversary of the
в Великой
victory in the
Отечественной
Great
войне.
Patriotic War.
Министр обороны
The Minister of Defense saluted the parade formations of the Aerospace Force. The personnel of the Aerospace Force support combat operations in the Special Military Operation Zone with precision-guided weapons and full firepower, destroying strategic targets, enemy equipment deep behind enemy lines and on the front line.
Здравствуйте, товарищи!
Greetings, comrades.
Поздравляю вас
I congratulate you on the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War. The Minister of Defense saluted the parade formations of the Kremlin cadets, military police, the National Guard, and Amercom of Russia, military railroad troops, and Russian Cossacks.
Здравствуйте, товарищи!
Greetings, comrades.
Поздравляю вас!
I congratulate you on the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War. The Minister of Defense congratulated parade formations of the strategic missile forces, radiation, chemical and biological defense troops, airborne forces and engineering troops on Victory Day.
Здравствуйте,
Greetings,
товарищи!
comrades.
Поздравляю вас!
I congratulate you on the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War. The Minister of Defense saluted the parade formations of special military operation participants, the Navy, the Federal Security Service, women service members, foreign military formations, and the youngest participants in the parade, Suvorov cadets, Nahimov Naval School students, Cadet Corps members, and UNARMY representatives. Defense Minister Andrei Belausov has completed his review of the troops and proceeds to the central stand to report to the President of the Russian Federation, Supreme Commander-in-Chief, Vladimir Putin.
Товарищ Верховный Главнокомандующий
Comrade,
Вооруженными
Supreme Commander-in-Chief
Российской
of the Armed
Федерации,
Forces of the Russian Federation, the troops of the Moscow garrison are ready for the parade to honor the 80th anniversary parade. Defense Minister Belausov reporting. At ease.
Дорогие граждане России,
Dear citizens of the Russian Federation, the veterans, the dear guests,
товарищи солдаты и матросы,
comrades, soldiers and naval sailors, sergeants and ensigns, midshipmen,
товарищи офицеры,
officers,
генералы и адмиралы.
generals and admirals,
Поздравляю вас с 80-летием
I congratulate you
победы
on the
в
80th
Великой
anniversary
Отечественной войне.
the victory in the great patriotic war.
Сегодня всех нас объединяют чувства
Today, we're all
радости,
united by feelings of joy and grief,
гордости и благодарности.
pride and gratitude.
Преклонение перед поколением, которое
Bowing deep to the
сокрушило
generation that crushed
нацизм, ценой
Nazism,
миллионов жизней,
paying the
завоевало
price of
свободу
millions of
и мир
lives
для всего человечества.
for the freedom and
Мы
peace
верно храним
for entire
память
humankind.
об этих исторических
We faithfully preserve the memory of those historic,
и как
triumphant
наследники
events,
победителей
and as heirs
отмечаем праздник
to
9 мая
winners, we celebrate
как
the
самый
holiday of the
главный для
9th of
страны,
May
для всего народа,
as the biggest for our country, for the whole nation, for
для
every
каждого
family,
из нас.
for every one of us.
Наши отцы,
Our
деды и
fathers,
прадеды
our grandfathers and great-grandfathers saved
завещали нам
our motherland
защищать Родину, быть
and call upon
сплоченными,
us to
твердо
defend
отстаивать свои
our homeland
национальные интересы,
and be strong in defending our national
тысячелетнюю
interests,
историю, культуру,
our thousand-year-long
традиционные ценности.
history, culture, and traditional
Все,
values.
что нам дорого,
Everything that we hold dear, everything that we hold
мы помним
sacred.
уроки Второй мировой
We
войны.
remember the lessons of
И
World War
никогда не
II,
согласимся с
and we will
искажением её
never
событий,
agree
попытками
with
оправдать
disrupting
палачей
its
и
history, with
оболгать
attempts at
подлинных
justifying
победителей. Наш долг
the perpetrators.
отстаивать честь
Our
бойцов и
duty
командиров
is to
Красной
defend the
Армии,
honor of soldiers and officers of the Red Army
подвиг разных
and their
представителей
great
разных
feat
национальностей, которые навсегда
done by
останутся в
representatives of
мировой
different
истории
nationalities that will
русскими
forever
солдатами.
remain in the world history as Russian soldiers.
Россия была и будет
Russia
несокрушимой преградой
has
для
been and will
нацизма,
be
русофобии,
the barrier in the
антисемитизма,
way of Nazism, Russophobia, anti-Semitism.
бороться с бесчинствами,
Russia will
что творят
continue to
поборники
fight
этих
atrocities
агрессивных,
perpetrated
разрушительных идей.
by followers of those
Правда
destructive
и
ideas.
справедливость на
Truth
нашей
and
стороне.
justice are on our side.
Вся страна,
The entire
общество,
country,
народ
the whole society,
поддерживают
the whole
участников
nation
специальной военной
support
операции.
the participants
Мы
of the special
гордимся их
military
смелостью и
operation.
решительностью,
We are proud of their
той силой
bravery,
духа, которая
the strength
всегда
of spirit
приносила нам только
that has
победу.
always brought us nothing but victory.
Дорогие друзья,
Dear friends,
Советский Союз принял
the
на себя
Soviet
самые
Union
свирепые,
took the brunt
беспощадные удары врага.
of the fierce
Миллионы
blows
людей, знавших лишь мирный
of the
труд,
enemy. Millions of people who had known only
и
peaceful
насмерть
labor
стояли на
took up
всех
arms
высотах,
and stood
плацдармах
strong
и
on
рубежах,
all the heights and
определили
all the
исход
borders,
всей Второй
determining the
мировой
outcome of the entire World War II
безоговорочными победами в крупнейших
with their
битвах
undisputed
под
victories in the
Москвой
biggest
и Сталинградом,
battles under
на
Moscow
Курской дуге
and
и
Stalingrad, at the Bulge of
мужеством
Kursk,
защитников Белоруссии, которые первыми
the,
встретили врага,
the courage of defendants of Belarus, who were the first
участников обороны Брестской
to meet the
крепости и
enemy,
Могилева,
defendants of the Brest Fortress and Mogilov, Odessa and Sevastopol,
Тулы, Смоленска,
Murmansk, Tula, Smolensk,
героизмом жителей блокадного
the heroism
Ленинграда,
of the people of
отвагой
besieged
всех,
Leningrad,
кто сражался на фронте,
the courage of those who
партизанских
fought on
отрядах и
battle
в
lines
походе.
in partisan units,
Доблестью
and in the
тех, кто
underground,
под огнем врага
the courage of
эвакуировал
those
заводы,
who under
кто
enemy
трудился в
fire
тылу, не жалея
evacuated
себя.
factories and worked in the rear.
Планы нацистов по захвату Советского
The plans
Союза
of the Nazis
разбились
to
о поистине железное
conquer the
единство
Soviet Union met
Героизм народа был
the resilience of the
массовым.
country and the
Все
heroism of the
республики
people.
несли общую, тяжелую ношу войны.
All the republics
Огромным
bore the
был
burden
вклад
of the
жителей
war.
Средней Азии и Закавказья.
The contribution of the people of the
Отсюда бесперебойно
Central Asia
и
and
эшелоны
Transcaucasian
со всем, в
region,
чем нуждался фронт.
sending echelons of everything the front lines might
И
need.
нашли свой второй дом
They housed
сотни
hospitals
тысяч
where
эвакуированных людей.
hundreds of thousands of evacuated people found shelter,
Хлебом, сердечным теплом.
and locals shared their
Мы
bread
чтим
and their
каждого
roofs, their
ветерана
houses with
Великой
them.
Отечественной войны.
We honor every
Склоняем
veteran
головы
of World
перед
War
памятью
II.
всех, кто
We bow
отдал свою
deeply
жизнь за
to the
победу.
memory of those who gave their lives
Перед
for
памятью
victory,
сыновей,
to the
дочерей,
memories of the sons and daughters, fathers,
матерей,
mothers,
дедов, прадедов,
grandfathers and
мужей,
great-grandfathers,
жен,
husbands and
братьев,
wives,
сестер,
brothers and
родных,
sisters,
друзей.
families and friends.
Склоняем головы перед нашими
We bow
боевыми
our
товарищами,
heads
погибшими
to
смертью
our
храбрых в
fallen
праведном
comrades
бою за Россию.
who died in the
Объявляется
battle
минута
for
молчания.
Russia. I announce a minute of silence.
Дорогие друзья,
Dear friends,
в огненную орбиту Второй мировой
the
войны
fiery orbit
было
of World War
вовлечено
II
почти 80%
drew almost
населения планеты.
80% of the population
Полный разгром
of the
нацистской
planet,
Германии,
a complete defeat of the Nazi Germany, the militarist
их
Japan,
сателлитов в разных
and their
регионах мира
satellites all across the
совершился
world
общими усилиями стран
was achieved
Объединенных
through
Наций.
joint efforts
Мы
of
всегда
the
будем
United
помнить, что
Nations.
открытие
We will
Второго
forever
фронта в
remember that the
Европе
opening
после
of the Second
решающих
Front
битв на
in Europe
территории
after the
Советского
decisive
Союза
battles on the
приблизило
territory of
победу.
the Soviet Union brought the
Высоко
victory
ценим
closer.
вклад в нашу общую борьбу
We highly
солдат
appreciate the
союзнических
contribution
армий,
made to the common victory by soldiers of the
участников
Allied
сопротивления,
armies, participants of the
мужественного
resistance,
народа Китая.
the courageous people of
Все,
China,
кто сражался во имя мирного
everybody who
будущего.
fought in the name of a peaceful future.
Дорогие друзья,
Dear friends,
мы будем и впредь держать равнение на ветеранов,
we will
на их
forever look
искреннюю
at our
любовь
veterans,
к родине,
take
на
example
их
in their
решимость
sincere love to
защищать
motherland,
отчий дом,
their
ценности
determination to
гуманизма и
defend their
справедливости.
home, the values of humanity and justice.
Придадим этим традициям, этому великому наследию
These traditions,
самое
this great
главное в
legacy,
нашем сердце.
will be given the most important place in our heart, and we will pass this on
Всегда
to
будем
future
опираться на наше
generations.
единство
We will forever rely on our
и в
unity
мирных делах,
in
в
military and
достижении
peaceful labor,
стратегических целей,
in
в
achieving
решении
strategic
задач во
goals,
имя России, ее
in
величия
achieving
и
goals in the
процветания.
name of Russia,
Слава народу
its
победителю!
magnificence and well-being.
С
Glory
праздником! С
to the
днем
winning
Великой
people.
Победы! Ура!
Congratulations on the great Victory Day.
Парад! Смирно!
Parade,
Товарищи,
attention.
первому маршу! Побатальонно! на одного линейного дистанции. Первый батальон прямо, остальные направо. На плечо. Равнение направо. Шагом марш!
Торжественное шествие войск возглавляет
Leading the
командующий
marching
военным
troops
парадом
is the parade commander,
генерал
Army General
Олег
Oleg
Салюков.
Salukov.
На Красной площади воспитанники Московского
Marching across Red Square
училища имени
are the
генерал-лейтенанта
cadets of the
Валерия
Moscow
Халилова.
Military Music College,
1940
named after
году
Lieutenant General Valery
юным
Halilov.
музыкантам
In
впервые было
1940,
доверено
young
право
musicians
открыть
were
военный
first
парад
entrusted with the
на
honor of
Красной
opening the
площади.
military parade
Вот уже
on Red
85
Square. For
лет
85
барабанщики
years, their
задают
drumming
темп и ритм
has set the rhythm
движения
and pace
парадных
of the
расчетов.
parade formations.
Командует парадным строем
Leading the parade
начальник
formation is the head of the
училища,
college,
заслуженный
honored
артист
artist of
России,
Russia,
полковник
Colonel
Александр
Alexander Gerasimov.
Мимо трибун проходят знаменные
Marching past the
группы
stands
государственного
are the flag
флага
groups
Российской
carrying the
Федерации,
state flag of the
знамени
Russian Federation,
вооруженных сил России
the banner of the
и
Russian armed
знамени
forces,
победы.
and the victory banner.
Знаменную группу
The
сопровождает
flag group
почетный
is
караул
escorted by an honor guard from all three branches of the armed forces:
воздушно-космических
the ground
сил и
forces, the
военно-морского
aerospace
флота
forces, and the navy,
154-го отдельного
all from the
комендантского
154th Separate
Преображенского полка.
Preobrazhensky Commandant Regiment.
Историческую часть парада
The historical
открывают
section of the
знаменные
parade
группы
begins with
со
banners
штандартами
representing the 10
10
fronts of the final stage
заключительного
of the
этапа
Great Patriotic
Великой
War.
Отечественной войны. На Красной площади 45 боевых
On Red
знамен
Square are
прославленных
45 battle
соединений
flags of
и
legendary
воинских
formations
частей.
and military units.
Боевые реликвии
These sacred relics are carried by the heirs to the heroism and glory of the Great Patriotic War veterans.
На марше парадный расчет пехотинцев со знаменитыми
Marching in
винтовками
formation
Мосина.
are infantrymen with the famous Mosin rifles. The bloody burden of the war lay heaviest on the infantrymen's shoulders, and they emerged victorious with honor.
На брусчатке Красной площади летчики
Marching
военных
on the
лет.
cobblestones of Red Square are wartime military pilots. In fierce aerial combat, they won air superiority and shattered the myth about the invincibility of Nazi aces.
Военные моряки в годы войны
During
стали
the war
образцом
years,
беспримерного
military
мужества
sailors
и
became a
отваги,
model of unparalleled
массового
courage
героизма,
and bravery,
десантов и
displaying
морских
mass
сражений.
heroism in amphibious assaults and naval battles.
На марше
On the
военные
march
саперы.
are the
Они
sappers
первыми
and engineers
прокладывали
of the
путь
Great
войскам,
Patriotic War. They
возводили
cleared the way
оборонительные
for
рубежи,
advancing troops,
возвращали к мирной
built
жизни
water crossings,
освобожденные
constructed
земли.
defensive lines, and restored liberated lands to peaceful life.
На Красной площади войсковые разведчики. Смелость, стремительность действий, военная хитрость, слагаемые успеха разведчиков.
Now marching through Red Square are military scouts. Courage, swiftness, and military cunning were the keys to their success. In the first days of the war, border guards earned immortal glory. Not a single border outpost retreated under enemy assault. Soldiers holding their ground while being vastly outnumbered, fighting to the last bullet. Representing the Kazakhs is the parade formation of the Kuban Kazakh host, led by the host Ataman Alexander Vlasov. During the Great Patriotic War, more than 600,000 Kazakhs rose to fight against the fascist invaders.
На Красной площади
On Red Square, wearing the uniforms of wartime cavalrymen, is the Presidential Regiment's Honored Cavalry Escort. It is part of the Moscow Kremlin Commandant Service, which itself belongs to the Federal Guard Service of the Russian Federation. Cavalry formations took part in all the major battles of the war, liberating Vienna, Berlin, and Prague. From the very first days of the war, all the peoples of the Soviet Union stood shoulder to shoulder in the fight against fascism. Today, we are honored to welcome at the parade military units from the nations representing the Commonwealth of Independent States. Entering Red Square is a unit of the Peacekeeping Brigade of the Republic of Azerbaijan. Commanding the unit is Samir Rizvan Olu. Marching across Red Square is the parade formation of the 5th Separate Special Forces Brigade of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Belarus. Commanding the unit is Colonel Nikolai Smehovich. Representing the armed forces of the Republic of Kazakhstan is the parade formation of the Air Assault Forces, led by Colonel Almaz Tuliganov. Joining the parade is the Honor Guard Battalion of the National Guard of Kyrgyzstan. They are led by Colonel Nurbek Duyshenbayev. Representing the armed forces of Tajikistan is the parade formation of the country's mobile forces, led by Lieutenant Colonel Rustam Sharifzada. Now marching across Red Square is the Honor Guard Battalion of the Ministry of Defense of Turkmenistan. Commanding the Honor Guard is Major General Bashmurat Berdinazarov. Now comes the parade unit of the armed forces of the Republic of Uzbekistan. They are led by Colonel Zafarjan Polikchayev. Marching through Red Square are servicemen of Allied armies. Opening the procession are the cadets of the 1st Army Officer Training School of the Vietnam People's Army. Commanding the unit is Lieutenant Colonel Ham Kag Jung. Entering Red Square is the parade formation of the military police of the armed forces of the Arab Republic of Egypt, led by Colonel Mahmoud al-Harsawi. Now joining the parade is the Honor Guard unit of the People's Liberation Army of People's Republic of China. Commanding the formation is Senior Colonel Zhu Weimin. Marching across Red Square is the parade unit of the People's Army of Laos, led by Lieutenant Colonel Hon Vilait Hon. Now joining the parade is a unit of the Armed Forces of Mongolia, led by Lieutenant Colonel Enbatarin Belek Saihan.
Совершают прохождение подразделений дружественных армий.
And now entering Red Square are servicemen of the parade regiments of the Armed Forces of Myanmar. Commanding the unit is Lieutenant Colonel Bin Tet Min. Marching through Red Square are young participants in the parade. These are the cadets of the Moscow Suvorov Military School. They are led by Colonel Igor Yakimov. The school has produced 16 heroes of the Soviet Union and Russia. Marching across Red Square is the parade formation of the Tver Suvorov Military School, led by Colonel Sergei Tundenkov. For its contributions to youth education, the school has been awarded the Order of Honor. Entering the parade is the ceremonial formation of the St. Petersburg Naval School of the Order of Honor, led by Vice Admiral Alexei Maximchuk. Thousands of officers began their study of naval warfare and maritime sciences in this school. Marching across Red Square are the cadets of the Kronstadt Sea Cadet Corps. Leading the formation is the head of the corps, Captain First Rank Nikolai Davbeshko. For 30 years, the Kronstadt Military School has been training future generations of naval commanders. Now on Red Square are the best of the best from the all-Russian military patriotic public movement Young Army, or Unarmia. The movement unites over 1,800,000 young men and women. Leading the formation is the veteran of the Special Military Operation, Nikita Kozlov. Unarmia members honor and preserve the historical memory of the defenders of the fatherland and serve as role models for their peers.
Под знаменами боевых частей
With the banners of their combat units in hand, the parade formations of the veterans of the special military operation now enter Red Square. Leading them are heroes of the Russian Federation, Lieutenant Colonels Yevgeny Khabarov and Vitaly Antonov. Among them are 20 heroes of the Russian Federation, 44 recipients of the Order of St. George, and 54 recipients of the Order of Courage, awarded for bravery and valor in combat missions.
открывают прохождение
Opening the Ground Forces Regiment procession are students of the Combined Arms Academy of the Armed Forces of the Russian Federation, led by the head of the Academy, hero of Russia, Colonel General Gennady Anashkin. The parade formation today consists entirely of officers who participated in the special military operation. These are future commanders of the Russian Armed Forces. Among them are heroes of the Russian Federation, Mikhail Martsev, Alexei Mishchenko, Mikhail Popov, and Ainur Sofiulin.
мимо трибун проходят курсанты
Marching through Red Square are the cadets of the Military University of the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation, led by the university head, Lieutenant General Igor Mishutkin. The Military University is the country's only higher military educational institution, specializing in the social sciences aspect of military education. It has trained over 230,000 officers. More than 300 have been awarded the titles of Hero of the Soviet Union, Hero of the Russian Federation.
торжественным маршем по Красной площади
Marching across Red Square are the graduates of the Army General Krylov Military Logistics Academy.
возглавляет парад
Leading the formation is the head of the academy, Lieutenant General Ilgar Romanov. In both peacetime and wartime, logistics units ensure uninterrupted supply of all essential resources to the army necessary for achieving victory. More than 100 logistics officers have been awarded the titles of Hero of the Soviet Union and Hero of Russia.
На Красной площади
You
курсанты
can now see the cadets of the Mikhailovskaya Military Artillery Academy. Leading the parade formation is Major General Oleg Yegorov. Today, artillery and missile units commanded by graduates of this academy bring our victory closer with their formidable firepower. Over 100 heroes of the Soviet Union and the Russian Federation have graduated from this institution.
в парадном строю военнослужащие
Marching across Red Square now are service women. Leading the unit is Lieutenant Colonel Maria Tashina. Most of the parade participants build on the proud legacy of officer dynasties.
мимо трибун проходит
Marching past the grandstands is the regiment of the Russian Aerospace Force. It is represented by officers and cadets of the Zhukovsky-Gagarin Air Force Academy. Leading the parade formation is the head of the academy, Colonel General Gennady Zibrov. For 105 years, the academy has been training top specialists for Soviet and Russian aviation and space exploration. On the eve of May 9th, it became the first military educational institution to be awarded the Order of Alexander Nevsky for its contribution to national security, defense readiness, and the training of qualified military personnel. Throughout its history, the Academy's graduates have made significant contributions to the development of national aviation and space programs. Among its most renowned alumni are cosmonauts Yuri Gagarin and Valentin Valentina Tereshkova, a legacy shared by all humankind. More than 1,500 graduates of the Academy have rightfully earned the title of Hero of the Soviet Union and the Russian Federation. And 23 graduates have been honored with this title for their heroism during the special military operation. Now is the parade formation of the Military Space Academy under the command of the Academy's head, Major General Anatoly Nestychuk. One of Russia's oldest military educational institutions, the Academy proudly bears the name of Alexander Mozhaysky, the designer of the first Russian aircraft, whose 200th anniversary the country marks this year. Today, the Academy serves as the country's premier educational and research center for training highly specialized professionals in the field of missile and space systems. Marching along Red Square is the regiment of the Russian Navy, led by cadets of the Baltic Higher Naval School named after Admiral Ushakov. Commanding the parade formation is Captain First Rank Yuri Marinin. The school is among the finest institutions in Russia's naval officer training system. Marching across Red Square are cadets of the Higher Naval Engineering School. Leading the formation is the head of the school, Rear Admiral Andrei Klimenko. Over 25,000 naval engineer officers have graduated from this institution.
Marching past the grandstands are cadets of the Peter the Great Naval Corps. Leading the parade formation is the head of the corps, Rear Admiral Oleg Ignasyuk. For over 3 centuries, this institution has trained outstanding naval commanders. Among its illustrious alumni are Admirals Ushakov, Nahimov and Kuznetsov. Now come the cadets of the Admiral Makarov Pacific Higher Naval School. Leading the unit is Captain First Rank Pavel Dudin. Over 20,000 graduates of the school have served in all fleets of our country. Now is the time for the parade formation of the Peter the Great Strategic Missile Forces Military Academy. At the head of the formation is the Academy's commandant, Lieutenant General Igor Afonin. During the war, 66 graduates of the Academy were awarded the title of the Hero of the Soviet Union. Today, the Academy trains officers to operate the latest missile systems that will determine the future of Russia's nuclear forces. The parade formation of the Serpukhov-based branch of the Peter the Great Academy is led by Colonel Sergei Semyonov. Its advanced facilities train officers in military and technical specialties for combat duty with state-of-the-art missile systems, such as Yars and Avangard. On Red Square, you can now see the cadets of the Ryazan Guards Higher Airborne Command School, named after Army General Margelov. Leading the parade formation is the school's principal, Colonel Oleg Ponomaryov. It is a formation of 100+ cadets who have been awarded state honors for their service during a special military operation. More than 60,000 graduates of of the school have forged the glory of the airborne forces through their heroism and courage. Over 200 of them have been awarded the title of Hero of the Soviet Union or Hero of the Russian Federation. On the march is the Moscow Border Patrol Institute of the Federal Security Service of Russia. Leading the parade formation is the institute's principal, Major General Mikhail Chepik. The warriors in green caps are always ready to be the first to confront the enemy, courageously defending the nation's borders. Marching across Red Square is the parade formation of the engineering troops, composed of cadets from the Military Engineering Academy, the two main command school, and the lead servicemen from the 1st, 28th and 45th Guards Brigades. Leading the formation is the Academy's principal, Major General Andrei Kruglov. During a special military operation, military engineers have successfully carried out tasks including fortification construction, bridge deployment, and demining of liberated territories. Next are the cadets of the Marshal Timoshenko Academy of Radiation, Chemical and Biological Defense. Leading the parade formation is the Academy's principal, Lieutenant General Igor Yemelyanov. 28 servicemen of the chemical troops have been named heroes of the Soviet Union. 5 have been awarded the title of the Hero of Russia. Next are the servicemen of the 38th Railway Brigade. Leading the parade formation is the brigade's commander, Colonel Igor Orlov. During Now is the parade formation of the military police of the armed forces of the Russian Federation. Leading the formation is Colonel Gennady Makarov. Today, military police personnel are successfully carrying out special assignments in the area of the special military operation. Next are the cadets of the Civil Defense Academy of the Russian Federation, Russian Ministry for Emergency Situation, named after Lieutenant General Mikhaili. Leading the parade formation is the head of the academy, Lieutenant General Viktor Panchenko. 75,000 graduates of the academy are always ready to rise to the occasion in any emergency. Next is the parade unit of the Dzerzhinsky separate operational division. Commanding the formation is the division's commander, Major General Dmitry Kuznetsov. The division's personnel have consistently demonstrated extraordinary resilience, courage and bravery. Among its ranks are 33 heroes of the Soviet Union and the Russian Federation. You can now see the All-Russian Cossack Society, represented by parade formation of the Terek Cossack Host and the Great Don Army. Leading the formation is Vitaly Kuznetsov, Ataman of the All-Russian Cossack Society. More than 45,000 Cossacks are honorably defending Russia's interests in the special military operation. 11 of them have been awarded the title of the Hero of Russia.
Bringing the marching part of the parade to a close are the cadets of the Moscow Higher Combined Arms Command School. Leading the parade formation is the school's principal, Major General Roman Benikov. In the harrowing year of 1941, the school earned eternal glory for the unmatched bravery of the Kremlin cadets, who gave their lives holding the fascist advance right outside the capital. The finest traditions of the Russian warrior live on today in the school's graduates who are officers of the Russian army. As a testament to this legacy, 135 alumni of the school have been awarded the titles of the Hero of the Soviet Union, Hero of Socialist Labor, and Hero of the Russian Federation. Of these, 28 have earned the honor for their heroism during the special military operation. The military band clears Red Square to make way for military hardware. Conducting the band is the chief military conductor, honored artist of Russia, Major General Timofey Mayakin. During the parade, the military musicians performed more than 40 musical pieces. The mechanized column begins its movement across Red Square. It showcases 183 pieces of military hardware, both legendary vehicles from the time of the Great Patriotic War and cutting-edge models currently employed by the Russian army. The history part of the parade starts with the column of the legendary T-34 tank and the Su-100 self-propelled gun under the colors of the 1st Guards Red Banner Tank Army. The column is commanded by Captain Alexander Vorovyov. During the war, these crews fought their way to Berlin, liberating more than 130 cities in the Soviet Union, Poland, and Germany. Now entering Red Square are Russia's contemporary armored vehicles. You can now see the 16th Independent Guard Special Forces Brigade's column of all-terrain multi-purpose Tiger M armored vehicles and multi-purpose armored vehicles with enhanced protection. Leading the formation is Senior Lieutenant Vladislav Minchenko. Rolling across Red Square is a column of armor-protected special-purpose vehicles. They are designed to transport personnel and material in combat areas and provide fire support in the special operations area. Major Artyom Shvitkin is at the head of the parade formation. And now, special armored vehicles with 4x4 wheel drive, as well as Linza armored field ambulances. They are designed to provide comprehensive support in searching for and evacuating personnel from the battlefield. The column is headed by Major Mikhail Yahamov. Making their debut today are the BRM-1K combat reconnaissance vehicles of the 136th Separate Reconnaissance Battalion, featuring a new combat unit with remote control and dynamic defense system. Major Sergei Shelpakov is leading the parade formation.
брусчатке Красной площади
You can now
под
see
командованием подполковника Евгения Филенкова
under the command of Lieutenant Colonel Evgeny Filinkov, the infantry fighting vehicles of the 15th Guards Motor Rifle Regiment of the Shablinsky Regiment with the Berezhok combat module, which includes a 30mm gun, anti-tank munition, and a cutting-edge fire control system.
проходит колонна боевых машин пехоты БМП.
Rolling across Red Square now is a column of infantry fighting vehicles BMP-3 and advanced IFVs on the Kurganets 25 track platform with the Hoha combat module of the 27th Guard Sevastopol Motor Rifle Brigade. Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Zhukov is commanding the parade formation. Infantry fighting vehicles have become reliable assistants for motorized infantry in combat conditions. Now is the time for a column of T-72 BZM main battle tanks of the 1st Guards Chertkov Tank Regiment holding 6 orders. Major Pavel Yakovlev leads the parade formation. Next is a column of gas turbine-powered E-80 BVM tanks from the 12th Guards Shepetovka Tank Regiment, led by Major Alexander Gabarayev. Marching through Red Square is the column of the 1st Guard Sevastopol Motor Rifle Regiment. It features Russia's state-of-the-art armored vehicles, the T-90M Prorыв tanks. Commanding the formation is Major Nafis Nuriahmetov. Representing the missile force and artillery of the armed forces of the Russian Federation is a column from the 34th Guards Perikop Artillery Division, equipped with 152mm Sta-S self-propelled howitzers. Commanding the parade formation is Major Mikhail Sizov. The combat capabilities of these self-propelled howitzers allow the crews to destroy enemy outposts and military equipment at maximum range and in minimal time. For the first time on Red Square, the newest 152mm artillery system, Yatsin K and Molva, mounted on wheeled chassis along with modern models of multiple launch rocket systems Tornado S and the heavy flamethrower system TOS-2 Dosechka. Commanding the formation is Captain Sergei Kazakov. The firepower of these systems allows our troops to deal maximum damage to enemy forces. Now on Red Square, a division of high-precision Iskander-M missile systems from the 448th Missile Brigade, named after weapons designer Sergei Nepovedimy, and the 112th Guards Novorossiysk Missile Brigade, whose military exploits have been recognized with 7 decorations. Leading the ceremonial formation is Major Alexander Moiseyev. Now making their debut on Red Square is a column of the 7th Separate Unmanned Systems Regiment, featuring various types of UAVs and loitering munitions. Among them are Orlan 10, Orlan 30, Lancet 51, Zala, Lancet 52, Garpia, and Hiran. Leading the column is Senior Lieutenant Grigory Teply. All UAVs have seen wide and effective use in the special military operation for aerial reconnaissance, fire adjustment, and elimination of enemy armored vehicles. Entering Red Square are the Russian Aerospace Force troops. Joining the parade are the S-400 Triumph anti-aircraft missile systems of the 584th Guards Air Defense Missile Regiment of the Russian Aerospace Force, commanded by Major Alexei Krivorotko. The S-400 system enables Russia to maintain efficient air defense against all types of air and space threats, which has been confirmed during the special military operation. Next to join the parade are the airborne troops. The 106th Guards Tula Airborne Division is parading on Red Square in multi-purpose armored personal carriers called Rakushka, or Shell. The formation is commanded by Major Sergei Ovchinnikov. The possibility of joint landing of personnel and combat vehicles at any point of combat operations allows paratroopers to complete the most challenging tasks. Parading through Red Square is the formation of the Strategic Missile Forces. First is the parade formation of the 54th Division with autonomous launchers of the Yars missile system. Lieutenant Colonel Vasily Menchenin is commanding the formation. The Yars missile system is capable of concealed deployment and overcoming both current and future missile defense systems. Missile units equipped with Yars systems are the backbone of Russia's mobile nuclear force. The last to appear on Red Square is the formation of wheeled armored personal carriers on the Boomerang platform, bearing the flags of the branches of the armed forces of the Russian Federation. Commanding the formation is Lieutenant Colonel Dmitry Rapisov. In the sky, we see the Kubinka Diamond Formation performed by the renowned aerobatic teams, Russian Knights and Swifts flying Su-30 and MiG-29 fighter jets. Leading the group is Colonel Andrei Alexeyev. As the tradition goes, the parade formation is concluded by 6 Su-25 attack aircraft painting the skies above the capital in the colors of the national flag of the Russian Federation. Leading the formation is Lieutenant Colonel Vladimir Mordasov. At the finale of the military parade, the combined military band will perform the song Victory Day. The military parade marking the 80th anniversary of victory in the Great Patriotic War is coming to an end. The military band is leaving Red Square. The victory parade is over. Happy 80th anniversary of the great victory. Glory to the veterans of the Great Patriotic War. Happy Victory Day to all Russians. Hurrah!